はい、ではやっていきます。多分最終回ですかね。アンコール第2回。オリエント急行殺人事件アンコール第2回ですね。正直もう、オリエント急行、こんなこと言われあるんですけど、早く解決してほしいなってのがあるんですけど。ちょっとね、13人目の犯人みたいなのが出てきちゃったんで。名前不明でいきましょう。
Even though your customers are anonymous, considering the amount of money involved, you should still have a mention of a meeting.
Yes, I can't understand it. I'll be sure to ask Mr. Waddy when he arrives. In the meantime, you are more than welcome to wait in his office. I'll see you're not before. Please follow me.
どうしたらいいんだこれ。もうちょっとガンガンヒント見てみましょうか。歩いてますね。ちょっとね、この後で何ですかね、エンディング迎えてからもろもろ言おうとは思ったんですけど、これなんかオリエント急行以外の部分作りすぎですよね、正直。正直なんかこういうところに使うんだったら、オリエント急行の中をもうちょっとすごくしてほしかったですね。
Alice in Wonderland again. Mr. Waddy seems to have really liked this book.
そんなこと言っても。
Souvenir Tower of Babel. Makes sense.
なんか動かせる。
We know that Mr. Waddy is from Iraq, and the ancient tower is said to have been built there.
そう、あとね、こういうなんかちょっとした仕掛けみたいなのがちょっとあまりにも多いですね。これ入り口がここにすればいいのか、上と下をつければいいのか。で、ちょっとね、こういう仕掛けもそうなんですけど、いまいち正解が分かりにくいんですよね。これ何なのこれ。はい。なんか書いてあるね。
I'm taking a picture of it. I'll send it to Poirot. It might be useful to him. I need the password. Maybe Poirot can help me.
ちょっとわかんないですね。
Locked.
これ何が正解かわからないんだよね。なんかこういうのがちょっとね、多すぎて、本当にこれやってるそばから言うのもあれなんですけど、結構これストレスになるんですよね。ちょっとヒント見ましょう。これどういうこと？調べる？そんなのあった？ヒゲだ。ちょっとポーロはでいいか。一回かけてみようかな。
I managed to get into Waddy's office. I did a quick preliminary search. Everything is locked, including his computer. All I could find was a photo with a date on it. I just sent it to you. Maybe you can use it.
Thank you. That might help. I've just
これキャラが変わるのかな？
I'll call you when I find something.
As quick as you can. I can't stay here long.
キャラ変わった。めちゃめちゃ表札書いてある。
Let's see if the key I picked up in Monsieur Waddy's luggage in Venice will open his door.
そう、なんか別にこういうのも勝手に開けてほしいんですよね。うわ、しかもほんと、これなんか無駄に作り込みがすごいな。あ、ヒゲだ。
Golden mustache.
なんか矢が刺さってるぞ。不思議の国アリスかな。ああ、もうああ、もうこれややこしいな。1860の9番の88ページ。これはもうヒント見ます。3。ちょっともう、すいません、もう記録が。正直事件を解決したかったんで、なんかこういう暗号とかも別にいいんですよね。
That may be useful to Mademoiselle Locke or me. I'll take a photo.
あ、これが塔のやつ。いや、むずっ。まあちょっとこれは後でやりましょう。二人で交互にこう写真を送り合いながら解くって感じだったんですね。お、誰だ。
Who are you? What are you doing in there?
I am Hercule Poirot. I am working with the police. You are Monsieur Wadi's neighbor?
Yes, next door. I heard a noise. I thought it was Mr. Wadi who had come home. I don't know him very well. A delivery man left a package for him with me.
これか。
You don't know your neighbor very well.
Yes, what of it?
オフィスの写真フレームかな。
How is it that Monsieur Wadi had a picture of you on his desk? There is quite a family resemblance. You wouldn't be his brother by any chance.
Why are you going through his things?
As I told you, I am working with the police.
All right, yes. I'm his brother, Mehdi Wadi. Do you know where he is?
I am very sorry, sir, but I have some terrible news for you. Your brother has been murdered. You have my sincere condolences.
Oh no. Aziz. My wife. My son. Their hearts will break. Everything he did was for his family. He brought us here from Iraq to give my son a better future. We can't go back. You won't. You won't.
Do not fret, Monsieur Wadi. I do not want to cause trouble for you and your family. I am here to catch his murderer. When did you last see your brother?
2 days ago. He was on his way to Venice. It was not a journey he was looking forward to. I knew something was wrong, but he promised all would be well soon. My son will be heartbroken. Aziz made a point of reading to Fadi every night so he could learn English. We hope to legally emigrate there one day.
Your son, Fadi. What did Monsieur Wadi read to him?
His favorite book is Alice in Wonderland. The nonsense of it all. Why?
It is the answer to a question I had. I believe your brother was a good man, forced for some reason to keep secrets, and that got him killed.
Sir, there is something else. Aziz left me a letter to open if anything should happen to him.
Could you show it to me?
Yes, I will get it.
なるほど。あ、82664。
It all makes sense. It's horrific. But to Ratchet, it would be just business as usual. At least I have Ratchet's account number, 82664. Thank you for giving me this letter. Let me assure you, the man Ratchet cannot harm you. He was killed before your brother was.
Really? Who did it? The one you say hunted Ratchet?
Yes, without a doubt. I promise you I will find them.
Sir, we have no papers. The police...
Your secret is safe with me, monsieur.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Now, I must go to my wife and son. Tonight, I will read to Fadi from Alice in Wonderland, and we will remember my brother.
I need to notify Mademoiselle Locke.
あ、でも口座番号が分かったならもう大丈夫じゃない？あ、なんか交代システムある。
Ah, the peculiar habit some people have of displaying things on the door of their refrigerator. I've just sent a photo to you in case it might help you.
Thank you.
I texted Ratchet's account number to you.
Wonderful.
これ解きますか？バーベルの塔。でもヒント見ながらじゃないともう覚えられないよっていう。で真ん中四角2ブロックってこと？こうか。あ、来た。鍵だ。
A key. I wonder if it will fit the desk drawer.
よし。いろいろあるな。なんかうっすら見えんな。
Those indentations are from the sheet of the notepad that was on top. This is great. All those mystery movies I watched as a kid. I know what to do.
なぞろ。
I'll send a picture of this to Poirot.
え、これだけでいいの？あ、鉛筆はまあ一緒に使ってやったってこと？なんだっけ、8。なんだっけ、86。あ、違う、口座番号か。ポアロに変えなきゃダメって感じですね。
I sent you a photo of doodles I found on a notepad. I hope it can help you.
I hope so as well. A bizarre endgame to be sure, but I suspect checkmate is possible for white in 3 moves. Let's see.
この写真なんだ。お。3手でチェックメイト。ここは。
Well done. Et voilà.
意味何これ？トロフィーだけかよ。ちょっとパソコンを解きましょう。なんかあるな。
Staring at the clock won't help. Wow. This computer won't give up its secrets easily. A Swiss and Arabic keyboard.
すげえ、こんなキーボードあるんだ。あ、こっちもある。
Staring at the clock won't help one. This could be the password to Monsieur Wadi's office computer. He must change it every month. It seems to have a logical sequence, but I need to find the one for December.
Uh, 一番右の数字から見てきゃいいのかな。509694。むずっ。どういうこと？わかんねえ。一応ヒントもらおう。数字が並んでるのが斜めに読んだ。345。むずっ。なるほどね。斜めに1ずつ足していってんのか。じゃあ1、2、3。どっかの斜めのあたりから来てるから。1、2、3、4。じゃあ5、多分5かな。5。こうかな。
If that's the password to the computer in Monsieur Wadi's office, we still need to translate the Arabic characters. And there weren't any Arabic characters on the office computer's keyboard. We need to find out which key these Arabic characters correspond to on a Swiss keyboard with its Latin characters like the one in Monsieur Wadi's office. That was easy. This keyboard should help me translate this code.
ちょっと待って。5。これ変な、なんかオタマジャクシみたいなやつ。P か。アベアピアのことむずすぎだろ。F。3つあるやつ、これか。いいかな。
Arabic is read from right to left, so the word must surely be read that way too. With any luck, this will unlock the computer in Monsieur Wadi's office. Let me text it to Miss Locke.
右から左に読むんだ。
Did you receive my text? This must be the password to Mr. Wadi's computer.
I have it. Thank you.
ただ謎解き推理とかじゃなくて謎解きになっちゃった。一番なんだっけ。いや、覚えられん。コピペしてくれ、これ。E3F9 E3F9 ちょっとF5R じゃなかった？これを右から左ってこと？じゃあこれ逆ってこと？ R5 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 あ、何これ あ、いたいた。なんか全然違うパスワードやってました。で、これ、口座番号、あ、出せ、あ、なんだ、これ出せんじゃん。なんだよ。びっくりした。なんだ、さすがにそうだよね。なんか無駄に難しいことやってましたね。あ、よかったよかった。
The number of Ratchet's safety deposit box. At last. I should let Mr. Poirot know. I was able to access Mr. Wadi's computer. I have Ratchet's safety deposit box number.
Excellent.
じゃあ行こ
Make certain you have accomplished everything in here. You will not get another chance.
う。やり残したこと
I think this belongs here.
あ、これが、これ何ヒント見よう。何これダーツをチェスの駒の配置と同じ場所に刺すのか。あ、そうなんだ。じゃあもうやろう。はい。D5 白のダーツ D5 こういうことこれか。4346。何これ
The key to the password is close.
あ、これヒント見えた。あ、なんだ、ヒント見えたじゃん。やられた。ラチェットの行動入力。数字いっぱいあったよ。これ足すってことか。あ、わかった。足すってことか。いや、多分足すのかな、数字を。そんなことない。はい。34962です。
Ratchet's password. Here it is. I'm right again. That happens to me a lot.
よし。OK ですね。もう結果オーライです。もう。いや、わからんな。いや、さっきのやつめっちゃ調べて、やっとわかりましたね。本当にもう、クソ悩んだんですけど、この意味やっとわかりました。これちょっと、これ、あれですね。過去最高に難かったですね。これですね。これ、暗証キーの流れでしたね。これ気づかなかったわ。いや、これむずいわ。これちょっと海外の、ちょっと待って、海外のね、YouTube で実況してるやつを、ちょっと見ましたね。そうしないとこれは無理なレベルでした。こうか。いや、むずっ。いや、これめっちゃ悩んだ。これやば。これ難かった。
Make certain you have accomplished. You will not get another chance.
いや、これやばかった。これやばかった。いや、これやばかったわ。過去最高でやばかった。気づかなかった、全然。
I have found the key to Ratchet's safe.
Perfect. We're running out of time.
でもひらめきでしたね。なんか多分1時間以上悩みましたね。
I have the number of the box.
で挙句に結局海外の実況をクソ調べるっていう、それでやってるやつを見て同じとこでやってて紙を見て
Sorry to keep you waiting.
ひらめいたのを見まして、い
Monsieur Wadi. You'll have to reschedule with him.
This is quite annoying.
やこれだきつかった。こ
Absolutely.
れ自分の頭硬すぎたっていうのもあるんですけ
I
ど、
hope
難か
I
っ
have
たこ
been
れ。
of service.
You have no idea.
あのメモ書きとパスワードのとこでそこでヒントが出てくれば絶対できたんですけど、そことそのメモ帳が紐づかなかったですね。
That was fast. We do this as planned?
Yes, I am, Monsieur Ratchet. But with the bank's questionable policy, I
まあ
don't expect anyone to ask.
いやでも長時間食った。
Absolute secrecy regarding their clients. The last swoop bank of its kind.
まあ金庫じゃあ開けに行きますか。いやもうさっさと終わらさっさと行くあれですけど、あと終わらしちゃいましょう。
Another delightful trophy for my collection.
Madame, I still haven't heard from Mr. Wadi.
Well, we'll have to make do without him now that my friend is here. It's his box we want to access.
And the clock is ticking. I trust there is no problem.
No, no problem at all. May I have your safety deposit box number?
4346.
May I see your key? Do you know your passcode?
Yes. Mademoiselle will be able to accompany me. No names, of course.
Of course. I'll open the door. Go down the stairs. The guard will accompany you.
もう通る感じ？
Please leave your personal belongings in this bin and then go through the portal. I'll open it for you.
?4346だっけ？あったあった。
At last we reach our goal.
じゃあまず鍵。
Now I will insert my key, if you allow.
Thank you.
で番号が34962ですね。OK。
I'll be by the door should you need any assistance.
At last.
I suspect the effort will be worth it. This collection of various personal items. Do you know what they are, Detective Locke?
I do, Mr. Poirot. God help me, I do. Souvenirs. The trophies serial killers take from their victims to remind them of their kills. Ratchet wasn't just a kidnapper.
No, indeed. He was a monster.
なるほど。いっぱいあるな。
For every soul Ratchet claimed, even more are suffering. Diamonds.
A fortune. Crime does pay.
No, mademoiselle. This time it was the criminal who finally paid.
なんか鍵だ。
I wonder who this keychain belonged to. Certainly not Ratchet.
キッチンワゴン。時計か？
Another bracelet. Another victim.
ブレセット。
Another trophy. And then there's the one that we already found. Suzanne's red glasses.
これがまあいいか。これだな。
The one on the left. Ratchet.
Whoever he is with, their friendship seems over.
The build. The hair. It could be Noah, his partner in Daisy's kidnapping.
It appears they had a falling out.
仲違いしたのに写真は、記念品だからね。
He knew the serial numbers on the banknotes could be traced. The rest of the Armstrong ransom money. The serial numbers match.
ウイスボトルだ。
Another trophy. We may never know how many people he killed.
数珠じゃないよね、ネックレス。
Another trophy. A woman. We may never know her name. You were lucky, mademoiselle, when you met him at that cabin in the forest, alone.
How many victims do you think Ratchet had?
Too many.
指輪だ。
MC. The real journalist Michael Clark. Ratchet would have needed to kill him to assume his identity. He took this ring as his trophy.
これは
Another victim.
4 years of investigation. It's all over. I finally have the last piece of evidence that Ratchet was Daisy's kidnapper and murderer.
More than that, you have helped unmask a serial killer responsible for so many deaths.
But even with all this, we're no closer to solving Ratchet's murder.
On the contrary, mademoiselle, everything. It is coming together. Don't you agree, detective?
What?
The damaged photograph.
It could be Noah. You think Noah killed Ratchet for revenge?
The train.
What about the train?
I know how a killer could vanish without leaving a trace in the snow.
Wings?
Camouflage. The trophies.
Poirot? We have a train to catch.
Not just a train, Detective Locke. We have a murderer to catch.
よーし、これで次か最後かな。
Poirot, enough! You have kept us in suspense ever since we left Lausanne.
Forgive me, my friend. Detective Locke and I needed the time to put the last pieces of the puzzle in their proper places.
I'll fill in where I can, but this is Mr. Poirot's show.
I confess I can't help, but I feel a certain déjà vu.
You are correct, Doctor. We have been here before. However, without you, we wouldn't have been able to reach the true conclusion of this story.
ちょっと真の結末にたどり着くまでちょっと長かったね、でも。
My friends, your attention. I hope you have finished your dessert. You have every right to think the solution to the murder of Ratchet is a closed book. You are wrong. I, Poirot, admit that I was wrong. There is a final chapter.
What in bloody hell?
What does he mean?
Perhaps if we are silent, Monsieur Poirot will explain.
Most of us naturally expect a journey by train to proceed in an orderly fashion from station to station. But this journey has gone off the rails. A comfortable journey, which should have been restful, turned out to be quite a challenge for my little grey cells. I beg your indulgence. I know it will be painful, but I must update you on the strange turn the Ratchet murder investigation has taken. I had 2 hypotheses, as you recall. A stranger boarded the train in Vinkovsky.
ビンコブチやん。ビンコブチ。完全にビンコブチになってる。
The train unobserved. That was the first possibility. The second solution gave us 12 jurors who condemned Ratchet to death for the kidnapping and murder of Daisy Armstrong. My friend Book probably chose the first solution for the authorities. However, thanks to Dr. Constantine here, a 13th stab wound was discovered, throwing that solution into disarray. Moreover, the words of a witness called into question the chronology of the night of the murder upon which the first two solutions were based. Detective Locke?
謎解いちゃった。殺人などの出来事の時系列に妹の目撃者は、まあミシェルじゃないかな。
Michael admitted to having been absent several times during the night. His absence therefore gave multiple opportunities for a 13th murderer to slip into Ratchet's room before the other 12 jurors lined up to stab him.
You are saying the man Ratchet was when we...
Yes, you executed
Na
a
ruhodo.
man who was already dead. But there were other suspects that night.
Other suspects? Who?
They stand before you. Mr. Fauché, Mr. Maury, and Ms. Nielsen. And they all also had a hole in their stories about their movements that night. Mr. Poirot?
Most of you don't know it, but there was a second
あ、確かに、やっぱ、こいつが最初の一撃ですね。こいつらが 最初の一撃やったんで、結局、他の人のは死体を刺したってことなんで、確かにそれだったらまあ、多分捕まるとかないですよね。
Needed money and arranged to meet Mr. Wadi in Venice. One of these three knew about that money. Now, each of them had an alibi of a sort. But if any of their alibis was a lie, that person had time to murder Monsieur Wadi, Monsieur Fauché, Mademoiselle Nielsen, and Monsieur Maury. One of you murdered Ratchet and Monsieur Wadi.
いや、いいですね
Are。you kidding? I pour drinks for our guests. I don't murder them.
It's nonsense.
You are accusing me because of my knives?
But why would one of my employees kill Ratchet?
デイジーの死は動機か。はいですね。あ、違う、
Think, Joanna.
デイジー関係な
The
い。
killer's motive for killing Ratchet was revenge, but not for Daisy's death. The motive for Aziz Wadi's murder was also revenge. Mr. Wadi was helping Ratchet.
Ratchet had an accomplice in the kidnapping named Noah. They kidnapped Daisy together. Ratchet stored the ransom money in a Swiss bank that protected anonymous clients. He forced Monsieur Wadi to watch over the money. Once enough time had passed, Ratchet felt it was safe to have Monsieur Wadi bring him cash whenever Ratchet needed it.
The serial numbers of the bills would still be in a file, but no one would be actively checking it.
Precisely. But Ratchet didn't just
じゃあやっぱノアが生きてるってことなのかな
in his safety deposit box. There was something much worse. There was something much worse than Daisy's ransom money in that safety deposit box. During her investigation, Detective Locke found evidence proving that Ratchet was what is known as a trophy killer. He kept souvenirs of his crimes. We found trophies in the safety deposit box. There were others in a cabin Ratchet used in the Berkshire Mountains, including a beloved toy of little Daisy's.
If I'd have known that, I would have cut the bastard's head off.
ラチェットの殺人の動機となり得る2つのまあ多分これじゃないかな。うん。
My little gray cell
そうですよね。
not let- The bracelet found in the safety deposit box was also on Noah's wrist in a photograph. It's obvious Ratchet killed Noah, and therefore, at last, I can tell you with absolute certainty who the murderer of Ratchet and Monsieur Wadi is.
ちょっと待って、これ、まさかここで真犯人を見つけるパターンになった。ちょっと待って、これわかんないな。これなんだ
That doesn't prove anything.
あー。これか
Mademoiselle Nielsen has the same bracelet as the one found in the safety deposit box in Geneva. A trophy from a victim of Ratchet. Noah.
Having a similar bracelet doesn't prove anything.
Yes, that might be true. If there were not an inscription on it.
Mr. Poirot, you're right. The bracelet looks similar to mine, but I have no idea what the marks on it mean. I just like the design.
The marks are not random, mademoiselle. These are special bracelets. They are called Morse code bracelets. Because, well, you know why. The marks are Morse code. Happily, I learned Morse when I was a young man doing my service for the Belgian army.
ちょっと待って。どこから始まり？ここからかな？ちょっと待って。2個玉が並んだやつ。これかな？これかな？で、1個。長い。1あって3、これか。本当に？どういうこと？
That was easy.
あ、フレアか。
On the bracelet found in
なるほどね。
Ratchet's safety deposit box was the name Freya in Morse code. Your first name. It belonged to your father, Noah. Noah Nielsen.
父親？
Let's stop playing this little game, mademoiselle. What does yours say? Noah?
It says father. Ratchet. That bastard kept my father's bracelet as a trophy.
Thank you. I have to admit your timing for Ratchet's murder was perfect. Do you mind if I continue?
Would it matter? Go ahead. You've earned the right to crow.
I do not make bird sounds, mademoiselle. I take no pleasure in this. You drugged Ratchet's dessert.
ああ、いいですね。振り返りいいですね。
Sure, he would be unconscious when you went to his room. You stole a knife from Monsieur Maury. If it was identified as the murder weapon, he would be accused. You knew Pierre Michel would leave the train for a smoke whenever it was stopped at a station. At Vinkovsky, you waited until he was on the station platform. Then, you carefully made your way along the first-class corridor to Ratchet's room. You entered Ratchet's room with the pass key, accessible to all employees in the crew quarters. You stabbed Ratchet at midnight.
But that knife, where is it?
Probably thrown out of Ratchet's window before the train left the station. A thorough search after the snow melts should turn it up.
My beautiful knife.
Then, you carefully returned to the crew quarters, replaced the passkey, and returned to your poker game. Et voila. The affair was not so complicated in the end. But what made the crime seem more complex? Well,
It was us.
exactly. The 12 jurors who proceeded to carry out their far more complicated plan literally in the dark without realizing that the man was already dead.
Speaking only for myself, of course. But I believe we would have invited you to join us.
Ms. Nielsen, you killed Ratchet because he killed your father. Your motive is crystal clear. But why did you kill Aziz Wadi?
It's because of Aziz that my father died. My father knew Aziz was the only one with access to Ratchet's safe, so he convinced Aziz to steal the money from the safety deposit box. But Aziz was too afraid of Ratchet. Instead, he betrayed my father by reporting him to Ratchet. Obviously, Ratchet then murdered my father. Aziz was just as guilty of my father's death as Ratchet.
Ratchet was the worst of humanity. But Monsieur Wadi, if you knew his story...
My father is dead because of him.
I will not debate the point with you, mademoiselle. He had done nothing to justify his death. I do not see any extenuating circumstances that should allow you to escape justice. You will be arrested at the Gare de Lyon.
ああ、なんかあれですね。
Judge and jury, are you?
もやもやっとした部分がちょっと結構すっきりしました
And
ね。
getting away with it. It must be nice. But think of this. I know what you did. What you all did.
She's right. She could turn us all in.
Relax. Hector, is it? Your secret is safe with me. I'm not going to jail. Farewell, Poirot. Enjoy your victory.
お
Stop!
猛ダッシュ。
No, Freya, don't jump. You're going to die.
I've made my choice. We'll let fate decide.
No!
あ
She jumped off the train. Even if she hit the water, considering the height, I doubt she survived. And with this tunnel, either way, she's gone, Poirot.
なんか最後だけなんかすごい結末ですね。
I still can't believe what happened. 13 people took revenge on the same person. This investigation is so incredible. It almost looks like a detective story.
確かにね。
It would surely be a bestseller. It is true that this case will remain as one of the most important investigations of my career.
My only regret will be that I couldn't bring Ratchet to justice, but I can finally close this chapter of my life.
Your determination paid off. You can be proud of yourself.
I think we'll be arriving in Paris soon.
If you will pardon me, Detective Locke, I have to settle a few details with Monsieur Bouc before we arrive.
Please, go ahead.
ブークと話す。
I still can't believe Freya
これ
was
エ
the
ピローグ
killer.
ですね。
She never even cheated when we played poker.
She used too much sugar.
Nonsense! Her desserts were divine.
Unfortunately, her actions were not so divine.
There you are, my friend.
Bouc, I have a favor to ask.
Anything.
When we arrive in Paris, will you speak to the police? I would rather keep a low profile.
But why?
Bouc, my first solution was incorrect.
Nonsense. The nuttier the mystery became, the greater your brilliance.
Please.
Very well, if you insist.
I want to thank you, gentlemen, for your service. The cuisine. Under difficult conditions, you surpass the reputation of the Orient
でも
Express.
ノアの
That is true. I look forward to seeing you again abroad, Monsieur Poirot. I promise not all of
ちょ
our
っと
trips
話
are
に
this
入り込めない。
Princess Dragomirov would like a word with you, Monsieur Poirot. It is important. She is waiting for you in her compartment.
When a princess summons me, how can I refuse?
でもノアの父親やってたけど、ノアはなんか、あれですからね。モロを何歳だったんだろ モロの年齢がわかんないな。モロは、じゃあアーミーで20半ばかと思ったんですけど、30超えたかもしれないですね。
Allow me to congratulate you on your upcoming nuptials. I hope you won't be too
ちょっ
disappointed.
となんか年の関係があれですけど、
Archie, really? Thanks to Mr. Poirot, there will actually be a wedding.
As you say, my darling. Sorry, old man, and thanks for everything, including finding my train ticket.
そうだな、切符最初にやったからな。まあまあまあ。
Count Andreni, how is the Countess?
Much better now that it's all over. I misjudged you, Poirot.
And I you.
There is something else about my wife you should know. Why I am so overprotective.
She is pregnant.
You are quite the detective.
Actually, Dr. Constantine told me. She admitted as much when he was attending to her.
If it's a girl, we're going to name her Daisy. If it's a boy,
Hercule?
he'll be stuck with Rudolph. It's a family tradition.
I wish you and all of your family much happiness.
Thank you.
うん、やっぱりなんか、まあ死体を刺したっていう感じなんで、まあ若干罪はやっぱ軽いっすよね。まあこれ個人的にですけど。まあ、例えばバレたとしてもっていう感じですね。先にやったのはフレアなんで、まあ、結果的にって感じですけど。あ、いたいた。
My daughter, my great friend, and I wanted to talk to you one last time. I speak on behalf of the entire Armstrong family, as well as those close to us. You have shown compassion. We know your reputation, and we understand that your choice was not easy for you. We are all the more grateful. Thank you.
Congratulations, my dear. You managed to say the word thank you, although he did manage to put us through quite a lot.
You have given us all closure and some peace of mind.
You should know that I regret nothing. If this Freya Nielsen person had not been involved, I would have done it again.
Someone told me the Stalinists were frightened of you. I believe them.
The country of my birth breeds its share of brutes and bullies, but also some of the greatest intellectual and artistic minds the world has ever known. I pray that one day we will again be remembered for that.
I share your hope, Princess.
And of course, with the real murderer of that man out there somewhere, we are no longer guilty of much. Correct?
Princess, don't push your luck too far. If you'll excuse me.
そこも一番難しいところですよね、そこが。
Ladies?
なんかポアロはもういいやみたいな感じですけど。これどこ行きゃいいんだ？ああ。ちょっとポアロもそうそう降りる準備か。よし。
At the end of this investigation, I still have my doubts. Did I make the right choice with the 12 self-proclaimed jurors?
ここは難しいですね。これもう超個人的に言っちゃうんですけど、まあ、個人的には、まあ、そうだでいいと思います。
It was the right thing to do.
個人的にですけどね。
As for Mademoiselle Nixon, what would I have done if she had not escaped?
ニールセンは突き出しましょう。
Is it justice to let the 12 go free but have Mademoiselle Nixon arrested? A vast question indeed.
まあちょっとむずいですけどね。
Judges often take motive into consideration when deciding the sentence for a crime. You are not a judge. Your job is to establish the facts, which you have done. The case has been solved.
なんか難しいとこっすよね。そういうところ
Another
も。
already awaits you. It is the reason you are on this train. It is time. Time to move on.
まあこれでパリに到着かな。 よし。
I hope you will travel with us again, Monsieur Poirot.
これまあミシェルはまあどうなるかわかんないですけど、まあこの2人は無罪ですね。あ、イキリベスト。
Monsieur Poirot, I spoke with my associates. I convinced them to give you a deal on our new Firenze SUV. No need to thank me. It's the least I could do.
That is very generous, but no, I do not drive.
You don't? What? But it's electric. It's good for the planet.
I am good for the planet, as long as I don't drive.
I don't understand. He refused. No problem.
こいつらは話せないんだ。まあ、さっき話したしな、そういえば。あ、浅い眠りババア。
Have you lost something? May I help you?
Oh, Mr. Poirot, you have done so much already.
What is it you have lost?
My friends, we are traveling to Poland to help with children. We were to meet at an information booth. But where do I get information on how to find an information booth?
There is, I believe, an information booth just inside the main terminal.
Oh, thank you, sir. You are a great detective.
And you, madam, are a good soul.
よし。
I will miss this train.
お、
Hey, Poirot.
ハードマン。
Hey. Have you seen a scruffy little guy in a green trench coat?
I cannot say I have. Why?
He's my next case.
Another case? That was indeed fast.
The detective's gotta eat. You know what I mean.
I have some idea, yes.
Suspected embezzler. Traveling east. I'm out on the Orient Express. Say, you wouldn't be interested in teaming up, would you? Some good money in it.
I have had enough of trains for a while, thank you.
Okay, suit yourself.
まあこいつらもね、この一族ももういいとして、あ、お前ら。
Mr. Poirot, Mr. McQueen here thinks he may know an attorney in the Berkshires who might need a gentleman's gentleman.
He's old school English. I think the clock stopped for him in 1934.
I hope it works out for you, Monsieur Masterman. What about you, Monsieur McQueen?
Well, back to law school for me, following my father's footsteps. We can take the train to St. Pancras, then the Piccadilly line to Heathrow and check out some flights.
Might as well. We're already packed.
I wish you both bonne chance.
Ah, Poirot. Mission accomplished. I have reported to the police that Freya Nielsen killed Hatchet and that she escaped. They're issuing an international arrest warrant. There's a canal that runs alongside the tracks where she jumped from the train. But they say there's little chance she survived. The police have questioned all of the passengers and crew, so for now, they are free to leave.
I gave them the results of my preliminary autopsy, and they have the report from the Venetian authorities. They were arguing about jurisdiction when I left.
Thank you, Doctor. You have been
コンスタンティン先生はもう本当お世話になったって感じですね。
Fascinating case. I'm pleased I could assist you.
Mr. Poirot, it seems our paths part here. It was an honor and a pleasure to work with you.
And I am with you, Detective Locke. The case would have been
でも
impossible
ロックは
without your
警
tenacity
察的に別にあいつら見逃してよかったんですかね。
finding the truth. You also proved to be an able con artist in Geneva.
You too. Thank you for everything. I'll never forget you.
And I shall always treasure our collaboration.
Well, that's that. I'm hungry. Let's go to the Wagon Rouge restaurant. They make an excellent leg of lamb.
But it's only 5:34 p.m. Is food all you really think about, my friend?
I'm the one inviting you. You well deserved it.
I warn you, I'm not going to obtain for you a secret recipe this time.
Poirot, they make a chocolate mousse that is so creamy. It
いや、終わり
must have
方
a
いいっすね。
secret ingredient in it,
The last recipe came from a murderer.
but it was sublime.
なるほど。ちょっと、あれですね。まあなんか感想的なものになってくるんですけど、まあなんか途中、なんだろうな、ミニゲームとかなんかそういう謎解きとかは正直辛かったですね。そこはちょっと、はっきり言ってクソな部分も多かったんで、まあその最後のなんか11章の金庫のところに関しては、あれはちょっと気づかなかった自分も、ちょっとあれと思ったんですけど、あれむずいっすね。ちょっとひらめかなかった自分も悪くて、なんとも言えない気持ちになってるんですけど、まあ、ちょっとあれはなんか難かったなっていう。で、全体的にやっぱり事件絡みの話は面白かったですね。てかもう事件絡みの話をもっと攻めていこうって思ったんですけど、なんか余計なミニゲームとか、動き回るとかが多すぎて、そこいらなかったなって気がしますね。もう正直もう選択式で選ばして、ああいう探索とかっていうのそんななくてもよかったんじゃないかなって思いましたね。うん。で、あと、まあ、結末に関しては、まあ、良かったかなって思う反面、逃れた12人の奴らは、まあ、正直気持ち的にすごい理解できるっていうのがちょっとあって、だからなんか、しかも、フレアは、まあ、フレアがまあ最初に殺したっていうのがちょっとあるんで、フレア自体は、あのまま残ってたら多分捕まえた方が良かったっていうのがあるんですけど、それ以外のメンバーに関しては、まあ、死体を、まあちょっと結果的にですけど、死体を刺したって感じになってるんで、まあちょっともし、なんていうんですか、逮捕が捕まったとしても、罪はちょっと軽くてもいいんじゃないかなっていう、そういう経緯もあったんで、まあフレアもそうですけど、まあ全体的に罪は軽くて、で、ラチェットがやったことっていうのは、まあなんか本当に大量の人をいろいろ捕まえてとか罪を犯してて、もうすごい極悪人みたいな感じだったんで、まあ結局極悪人をね、倒せたっていうので、で考えると、まあそんなにね、すごく裁かなくてもいいんじゃないかなっていう気はしました。まあなんで、ポアロはね、で、あとポアロはまあ別に探偵なんで、そういう裁く権利とかを言うっていうのはないんで、まあ今回、完全にね、他の人たちっていうのを背景も全部知ってるんで、まあ今回はもう判断は任せるみたいな感じで、ちょっと逃げるっていう感じですけど、まあでもいい落としどころだなって感じはしましたね。で、最後も最後っていうか13人目っていうのが分かるまでは、やっぱりなんかうやむやでみんな犯人っていうか刺した12人を逃したみたいな感じで終わるんで、こんな終わり方でいいのかちょっとモヤモヤするなと思ったんですけど、13人目のフレアが出てきたことで、一応の犯人は見つかってっていう感じですね。ただ、これ言っちゃうとあれなんですけど、12人っていうかもう乗客のほとんど全員がそういうアリバイ作りとかに協力したんで、最初の頃に調べたものが全部嘘っていうのを知っちゃうと、ちょっとがっかりしますね。まあそこぐらいですかね。まあ、ただ、あと、映画見ようとも思いました。オリエント急行とナイル川。ちょっと、まだ続きありますね。これははい、これは何ですか？開けよう。ポアロさん。
Dear Poirot, I didn't really have time to say goodbye when we parted. I thought I had beaten the greatest detective
これ
in the
フレアじゃ
world.
ん。
But you went
めちゃめちゃ生きてる。
I still had my revenge though. I even managed to help myself to a small amount of cash from Wadi's bag before you interrupted me in Venice. It will be enough to settle somewhere in a quiet little town where I will create delicacies for appreciative clients. You won't hear from me again, nor will Booth get any more of my recipes. Oh, and one last thing. You may not think so, but I truly believe Ratchet and Waddy got their just desserts. Regards, F.
You, mademoiselle, are entirely too pleased with yourself. You give clues no one could follow, unless they are Hercule Poirot.
ああ、これ余計なこと言っちゃったから。あ、終わった。すごい急に終わりましたね。なるほど。まあなんかね、今後もちょっとなんか今の最後のを見て、フレアは捕まえた方が良かったなと思いましたね。結局あいつ金盗んでるんで、そこ取っちゃったらあれだろうっていう感じですね。他の12人はもう金品とかそういうの目もくれずに復讐しか考えてなかったんですけど、やっぱりね、ちょっとフレアはちょっと違いましたね。まあでも、ひとまずね、これでオリエント急行終わったんで、いやーでも、総合的に言うとまあ結構満足みたいな感じですかね。うん。ちょっとね、エクストラコンテンツとかなんかあんのかな。あ、チャプター選択ね。ちょっとあんまり、ちょっと気に入らない部分も正直多かったんですけど、話自体は面白かったんで、ちょっともうちょっとね、いろいろ、なんか個人的には、その一連の事件の夜の流れとかを、なんか振り返ってほしかったですね。どういう風に指していったみたいなのを再現してほしかったですね。それでなんかもう全容が明らかになって結構スッキリするみたいなのがあったんで、ちょっとだからそういう再現シーンみたいなのが、あとベネチアについてからとかね。ベネチアは正直打足感半端なかったんですけど。とりあえずじゃあ、ちょっと満足したっていうのもあるんで、これで終わりにしたいと思います。では、ご視聴ありがとうございました。自分にはあんまり探偵の才能ないっていうのが分かったんで。では、また。